Good evening, guys. How are you all tonight? Hope you are well. Hope you've had a good weekend doing probably not a whole lot of stuff going on. It's great to be kicking back and here again. Now, tonight's guest is Nick Halliwell. So if anyone's seen him or heard from him, get in touch. That'd be good. We'll hopefully see him soon. I think he's just trying to work out how to use Zoom. Aren't we all? Aren't we all this day and age? Get those video calls going. Anyway, right. It's Monday. We're back on for a new week. We have a whole host of guests lined up for this week, which is excellent. For those who know, Travis Harris will be our guest tomorrow. And Wednesday, Scotty Patel, which will be awesome. Thursday night, I've got something very special for you on Thursday night, featuring a couple of guests. So I'm looking very much forward to that. That's going to be very focused around reloading. Which Ben's in the chat, so Ben's involved in that one, and Andy Little. Friday night, special guest, and then Sunday night the Q&A again. Assuming we're all still under the lockdown-ish, almost lockdown, sort of depending where you are in the country, major lockdown. Anyway, massive thanks, of course, to Projectile Warehouse. You can use the code ID Live number 5, ID Live 5 to get 5% off on the website. Go hit it up. Stuff is pretty crazy over there, actually. There is stuff arriving all day, almost every day, which is cool. So that's keeping me busy, packing orders and doing all that sort of gear. So anyway, just make sure this is working good. What else we got? The Stage 1 stuff that is now front page on the Precision Rifle Series website. So if you need any Stage 1 gear, if you want to look great in isolation, that is the place to go. And if you have placed orders and you haven't seen them yet, they are on their way, which will be excellent. You should see them soon. All right, I've got a few guys hanging out in the chat, which is good to see. Let's see if Nick is far away from joining us. Hopefully not. If Miff is watching, there we go. I can see a face. I wonder if we can hear him shortly. Audio is still coming from Nick. But anyway, this is good. So for those who don't know, Nick is the head gunsmith at Ignition Custom Engineering. He's the man behind getting that all kicked off. Runs his YouTube channel, his video channel, which is the Bearded Gunsmith. Does, I think, 7 or so videos. We'll ask him in a few moments where he's up to with that. But he's just basically using that to spend a bit of time to go through some more detailed stuff, some more specifics, which is really good. So I encourage you to go and jump onto that. We are waiting on his audio. I mean, you can all look at him if you want. Should we just throw him up there and do that? But we're just I don't know if he can hear me or not. But I have not got his audio yet. I think you may. Let's just flick over to there's Nick, looking gorgeous, looking absolutely sensational. Anyway, Nick, I think you have to set up audio differently on Zoom a little bit. If we get bailed on, give us a yell on Facebook or something like that. Flick us a call on there. Whatever works, man. Comment in the comments. That's well done, Rusty. Good job. You should be used to this by now. It's been a week. South Africa is in full lockdown, the whole country. So thank you for joining us. I'm guessing you're from South Africa. Actually want to get there's a couple of guys from South Africa I really want to get on the show. So that is hopefully over the coming weeks because, as you guys probably all aware, this is probably going to stick around for a little while. So we will hopefully we'll be able to get a few guests on over the coming weeks. We've got our first guest from New Zealand will be coming up next week. So we are going international, which should be exciting. Hopefully we have less audio challenges there. Anyway, very good. So guys, in the chat, hit us up with whatever else you've got going on. We have had quite a few entries actually for the uncomfortable shooting position challenge. So we will be drawing that, I think, on Thursday with Ben. Ben Jarrett, which will be excellent. And let me see if I can bring up a couple here. If you guys want to see this, see if we can get an image here. Did you guys enter? If you haven't, tonight is a really good option where you could just grab. Nick is hitting me up for tech support at the moment, so we'll get him going. And did you guys enter? If not, like, now's a really good opportunity to do that. And jump on in. Let's see if we can show you a couple of the entries that have come through on this. You just got to bear with me while we add a few things on the fly. Righto. Let's see what we've got here. Here's a few entries. You probably saw this one of Nick. This is quite a good one. Where is it? This one went out. If you haven't seen this one yet, that was amusing. Well, how do you rate that one, guys? Give us out of 10.
I got audio.
Oh, hello. That's someone in the background. I was just going to say, out of 10 llamas, how do you rate that particular image? But that's
at least 5. At least 5.
At least 5. That's the image of you with your kids with a Nerf gun, which someone made a comment on and goes, "Oh, great social distancing."
Yeah. No, that was pre-distance.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right. Got in sneakily. All right, Nick, let's have a look at you. Let's see you there. There you are. How are you, mate?
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm
fantastic.
getting there.
We can hear you, I believe. So this is good. Where are you hanging out at home at the moment?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep the dream alive of working from home. Never happens like that, but whatever.
Now is the perfect opportunity to utilise that, and the shop is open. We should be clear at the moment, but by appointment only.
Everything is running as normal. We have put in a limiting factor of one person in the shop at a time, and then we disinfect everything. So we're just going through the motions that I think WorkSafe SA has put out.
Okay.
About this OC health and safety. So we're just following those routines at the moment as required.
Yeah, right. Okay, no problems, mate. And cool. So you're keeping busy. You're keeping work going.
Trying to, yeah, pretty much. We're pretty busy.
Yep.
If anything changes, it's going to be awesome because it means I'll have like 2 to 4 weeks of catching up on all the backlog of work, which is going to be really, really good. So it could be a blessing in disguise, but yes, we're trying our vigilant best to work through things as we can. So
fantastic.
We actually had a day off today, but yes, I was actually working, funnily enough. Okay. Even though the other guys weren't in the shop, I was still there. Yeah. So yeah, they're working quite hard.
That's what I would expect. All right, a few guys in the chat. All right, Merry COVID-19. Great.
Yes.
6 llamas for your weird shooting position from Ben. Good job.
Cool.
Elizabeth.
Is this the position where I can go down and recline and come back again with the electronic reclining chair? It's been good.
Good. Good.
Electronics tonight. It's good.
Excellent. So, mate, we're gonna hit up some questions about some of the work you've done, some of the bits and pieces you got on. First up, question from Ben there is what? Yeah, look out!
Back, Ben.
Strap yourself in. What is the coolest?
Myself. What?
What is the coolest rifle you've worked on lately?
The coolest rifle I've worked on lately. I've got a couple of special projects that we've been working on. One of them, okay, all I can say is one of them is a fairly large caliber, about the 35 caliber. Mm-hmm. So quite a large thing, but the cartridge is about this long. It's about 19 millimeters long. So
wow, okay.
The rate of fire is fairly quick. So we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that's probably the coolest one I've worked on.
Okay.
We have serialized it, so that will be interesting. I don't know if we'll release that one to the public realistically, but we've worked on some cool things. Other than that, one of the latest rifles, the standard rifles I worked on was a Delisle carbine. If anybody knows what a Delisle carbine is.
I have no idea. Explain.
Okay. If you want to look up Delisle, Delislie carbine.
DELI.
SLIE, Delislie carbine. Just look up some spelling, you'll probably find it. It looks cool as hell. So the main concept of this thing is it's a Lee Enfield bolt action rifle.
Uh-huh.
But it is chambered in 45 ACP. And it takes 1911 handgun magazines. And it's integrally suppressed with this short little package. So it's an awesome little package. And it's, so we've built a few of them in the past. We didn't really want to build any more, but somebody came through and basically said, "You've got to build one for me." And I said, "I'll take your money." And that's pretty much what happened.
Yep. So, I'm just getting a photo because this thing is, you're right. This thing looks
out there, isn't it? It's pretty
amazing. Let's throw an image up there for those who are watching along. That is a Delislie carbine.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
So we nice. Built this for a very good friend of ours who wanted to carry it through. And we're like, okay, so we have to modify the receiver. The barrel actually comes through the receiver quite a fair way. And then we have to shorten the length of the bolt, re-tap the bolt, shorten the firing pin, do all the spring, then get all the feeding mechanism, the magazine latch. Then we've got to do all the sights. It took me about 9 to 10 months to pull off completely, but it feeds basically anything. It's cool as hell. So this customer could not have the suppressed version, so it's a standard bolt-action rifle, but it's in 45 ACP, and it's just fun as hell. And he uses it in service rifle matches because why not?
Because why not?
Absolutely. Yeah, why not? Like it's a cool thing to do. So that'd probably be the coolest thing I've worked on recently. That I can think of.
That is a pretty high bar, mate. I think that's.
No. I've got one that could top this.
Okay.
This is the 9mm I can talk about.
Okay.
Right? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Down? I know you see you sitting down. Is everyone ready for this?
I'm sitting down. Okay. Yeah.
Lithgow 101. Yes. What do you know about the 101 bolt-action rifle?
It's a bolt-action rifle made by Lithgow called the 101.
Yeah, what's it calibered? What's the chamber? What's it calibered in?
What's it calibered in? Anyway, technical terms. It is, as far as I know.
What's it bulleted in?
As far as what is it bulleted in? As far as I know, it comes in 22, probably 22 mag, and 17 HMR, and whatever you've machined it into.
You're missing that one caliber. This is the one I can tell you about.
45-70.
No.
Okay, maybe not.
Legit, we have been test firing this in the workshop. 47 minutes for this conversion. 47 minutes.
47 minutes.
9mm. 9x19 Luger. I converted to center fire with the barrel to be 47 minutes. And I've got it working. The stock doesn't do anything. Let's just say I'm holding it in a barrel and like popping the trigger. But we're able to convert it to center fire, fix the extractors, and chamber a barrel in 47 minutes. And we're looking at offering it as a package for a conversion very soon.
Wow. Okay.
So a bolt action 9mm, and it's hilarious fun.
Well, as long as you're enjoying yourself, that's the
I'm
main
enjoying
thing.
myself.
Yeah, good.
It's been good. So yeah.
Excellent, mate. There's a question there: is have you done much with black powder cannons at all?
For those that don't know, in South Australia, the regulation on cannons is if it is over 20 millimeters, there is no off-the-shelf or commercially available ammunition or projectile for it. It is legal to have without a license, basically ornamental. So if you were to make a cannon that was like 21 millimeters and basically, put black powder in it and make a percussion cap, it's legal to own, providing there is no standard caliber for it. So you can't make like a golf ball or a tennis ball, but you could make it for other odd calibers and then take a standard like slug die for like a 50 cal, whatever the biggest die you can find, like a lead casting, and just oversize that and bore it out and cast your own lead to like 21 millimeters. Yeah. So no, I have no experience with those at all.
Yeah, it sounds like you've just come across it in your first time. Yeah.
There is a hole in my roof from such an experiment. It ricocheted. Yeah. It was good.
Oh, very good. Well,
It was a plastic wad. It wasn't anything bad. So anyway.
So,
Yeah.
guys, if you are watching, thank you very much for joining in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so wherever the button happens to be. Probably down there, but it depends what device you're using.
Down there. That's right.
Down somewhere. Yeah, all those things. And also hit the like button if you're enjoying this, and we'll get stuck into some more silly creations.
This is going to be the lowest liked video ever.
let's see if we can get it to the highest like of these
Sure,
live videos. Just get stuck into it. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, whatever, man.
Mention it a few times. Now, a while ago, you built a falling block into a KRG XLR chassis. You did something weird. I know it's an older gun, an older build, but it's always been. We get a lot of questions about it all the time. I'm sure you do too. So expand on that.
It went quiet the last year or two. It's actually gone quiet. But yes, I built a tactical falling block. A customer came. Dude, I get some weird customers. They're all cool, but man, I get some weird stuff. So this customer comes to me and goes, "Oh, I like shooting the black powder." This is Bart. You obviously know Mr. Bart.
I do know Bart. Yeah.
Yes.
Bart has a wall, like a proper gun rack wall of Nerf guns.
He does.
It looks amazing.
And he comes to me and goes, "Oh, I like shooting black powder, and I don't like these old idiots," because this guy's old himself. And he goes, "I don't like these old idiots who say I can't have something cool. So can you build me a cool rifle?" I said, "Sure, what do you want it in?" So he brings me this. It was actually an Enfield. It was genuinely an Enfield falling block from like 1918 or something. And we built it in 4570. It was a 32-inch straight barrel, no taper. It weighed like 7.5 ton. It was just monstrous. And I said, "So what do you want me to do with this?" And he goes, "Make it cool." I'm like, "Can I have free run?" And he's like, "You've got to use this. You've got to use this chassis." And I'm sitting there going, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hang on. I've got me an idea. So I decided to fabricate this whole back end and then literally cut out the center, and I used the actual Enfield or Martini Henry center as a stressed member. And then, so the barrel still actually free floated, and I actually did the whole back end and did the whole stock, and I regrafted the whole lever for the falling block and actually regrafted all that and made the whole thing fit and Cerakoted it. And he's actually won a couple of comps with it, and he got out there. And he said, all these dudes complained about it. And he said, because of that, you've done great. So that we pissed some people off. So it actually worked really, really well for us. That was generally about it. But yes, I have done some very unusual things with some very unusual chassis, yes.
Fantastic. That is what that's what we like to hear. Yeah, sure. Very good. All right, I'm just checking in. This is... Travi was asking for you to start commenting, and I suggested that this is the only way we can get you to stop commenting is actually get you on the show instead. And so far seems to be working.
Sure. Actually, I believe one of our other office people is actually on the Bearded Gunsmith account and actually monitoring for anything bad that I say.
Yeah.
So I may get... Yeah. Hey, where are the children? Come here, kids. They're stuck in the other room. Hang on, wait. Come here. Wait for it. Stay there. In 3, 2, 1. I don't know what that was, but
I'm not sure what that was either.
It was supposed to be the Bearded Gunsmith in unison, but they really didn't. Whatever.
So tell us about the Bearded Gunsmith, which is it YouTube? It is a YouTube channel as well, isn't it?
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
So tell us. I mean, you had been wanting to do videos since you started Ignition Custom. I remember that, and it just didn't get there, and now you've come out with, we're up to about 7 episodes.
I think 6 because there was an intro.
Okay. So 7. Intros count.
I'm going to say it's just shy of like 89 to 90 videos, just shy. I don't know what that percentage is, but yeah, it's okay. So I started as you would know, we filmed a lot of videos. One of my customers was actually into, shout out to Mike Fox, great guy. We filmed a lot of videos and they were really good. We had a green screen, did it really cool. And me being me, a 2-minute tech video, like the 2-minute tech tips went for like, I don't know. I think we broke an hour with one.
I was going to say like 3.5 hours.
Out of control. Yeah.
Yep.
So what we did was we wanted to have these small Gunsmith videos, and we'd done a couple of talks at SHOT Show, and we'd been around and trying to figure out a couple of things, but we're always getting these same questions again and again and again via email, and people don't know, but quite often we've got a lot of private videos on our YouTube channel. We've got, I think, about 200 and change now. Not inflated number, but like genuinely like 200 of them.
Yeah.
Fitting Adler slick kits when people have got problems with their muzzle brakes. Like we do a review, like for one customer only, and they're the only ones with that link. They do occasionally get like 10, 20 views when people have shared them, but it's like the customer saying we've got a problem or something else, or they want to see videos of their build, and every single build we video, from their job sheet to the fit and chamber to the head spacing to the trigger pull weight. Every single part of the build gets videoed, like the Serica and the fit assembly and everything else. So it's about a 7 to 8 minute little short montage. But we don't publicize those. They're generally used for like warranty, or if a customer goes, I've put this money in, like I want to see it being built. Like, yeah, sure, we'll help you out.
Yep.
So we filmed all of that. And we're always getting the same questions like, oh, my gun's not doing the thing where like it's not like doing something. Can you fix it? I'm like, well, like, what the hell are you talking about? They're like, oh, it's not doing that thing once you fired it. I'm like, extracting? I'm like, no, pulls the case out. You mean ejecting them? Yeah, it's not ejecting. Okay. So there are 7 fundamentals of a firearm, and they're the fundamentals that we're working through. So we've decided to do a short video. We took a hiatus because we've had so much work on and the whole PRS thing, which sort of died a bit, trying to get customers
temporarily, only temporarily.
It's on hiatus for a short period of time. It's like right. Golf when it's being rained out.
Yeah,
it's just a short temporary break, like intermission.
Yeah, so that's exactly right.
Yeah. So what we've done is we've started compiling a lot of videos. We've got the raw footage of most of them. We just haven't had a time to actually edit them and put them together. Unlike Mr. Ben Jarrett, Mr. Solo singing in the rain, who's Ben, are you okay, dude? Are you okay, Ben? You need to talk to someone. So we don't have the. I'm a gunsmith. I'm not a video editor by any means. So my biggest capability, putting a title screen on, putting a few memes in, and that's pretty much it. Like I don't know anything beyond that. So yeah. So long story short, we put the videos together to try to help educate people, because there's so many questions that people keep asking again and again and again. And the way I see it is that people are more educated. They might be able to fix an easy problem that they've got that they can do themselves, or at least diagnose themselves about feeding or ejection or, primary extraction or something. So there's a lot of these things that, we're going to try to walk through. So we are getting there slowly. With this hiatus of the current political environment, we will get more videos out. But we've actually got some other videos filmed as well to fill in from there. So once we've done this, we have actually got other content to keep going with. Fantastic,
mate. Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of good things about you being able to watch those videos and get an understanding of the terminology and clarification of the details. And no doubt it probably helps you if someone is having a problem. They're coming to you and they can tell you exactly, not necessarily the problem, but they can at least describe it in a very
of course,
succinct way.
The biggest thing which I've also noticed, everybody wants to. They go, oh, so you make that feed lip tool where you put it on and bend it? And I'm like, no. And they're like, you make those things? I'm like, give me a minute, I'll get you one. I'm like, I think I'm going to go into production with those things very shortly, because honestly, we've had a lot of dudes ring up. You 6BR guys, get off the freight train. I am sick to death of 6BRs. I just can't deal with it.
Tell us what you really think, Ben. Sorry,
I can make them work. I can make it work, but dude, it's like flogging a dead horse. It's like 270 shooters. Just get rid of it. It doesn't do anything. I'm over it. Anyway, on to a lot of things.
Yeah, let's move on from 6mm BRs, because clearly hit a nerve there. Oh, yeah, very good.
Like running around, I'm waiting for like the down thumbs.
Well, the good news, Nick, is we have a few more likes that have jumped in. So thanks, guys, for liking. And if you haven't liked yet, wherever it is down here, click like, because Nick has a goal to get this the most liked video of ever.
Sure, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Tell all your friends. Tell everybody.
Hit share. All the things. But I'm going to take a moment. We've got some more questions. Let's delve back into the questions and
let's
keep on
hit it
going.
up.
So Brett has asked, do you do shotgun or handgun work? And I know you do, and I'm sure we'll get into that in a moment. But I think one of the things that often happens is people, see you so connected with PRS stuff and shooting that sort of gear or doing really long range stuff or anything along those lines, and they just kind of assume that perhaps you're very much a rifle focused gunsmith, but that is not the case, is it?
No, it's actually quite the opposite. As I'm sure most of the people who will ever watch this video in a time, and I'm sure there's someone from the media who's going to crucify me for this, I'm the Adler guy. So, dude, we surpassed, I don't know the exact count, but by the time they hit the meter and the whole hubbubaloo was on, it was like 1,100 extension kits were made, and we're well into the 1,600 for Adler specifically. With SHS, there's another 700-800 alone in there. We've sold literally thousands of those things now. So we do a lot of shotgun work. I used to do back boring, forcing cone lengthening. We used to do barrel porting as well. Trillet chokes for shotguns that don't actually have chokes. We do those as well. So we'd actually custom thread chokes. Honestly, a lot of it now we do send out to Miles Gunshot. Miles specialise in it. I deal with those guys quite regularly. And the competition guys, the general reason being, the guys who want to get this done, who go, I need the back boring, I need some barrel porting or something on a top-end shotgun. These guys are already rocking some really nice hardware, whether, Berettas, Perazzi's, or, top-line Morokus or something like that. It's like, dude, those things are under factory warranty. Like, go to the distributors, take them to a factory warranty guy, deal with it there. It's probably going to be a lot better aftermarket care than me who deals with that. I'll do some triggers and I'll help play with a few things like that. And I'll put in some sights and, maybe play with the vent rib here and there. But generally, no, a lot of the competition shotgun stuff, like through ACTA, Australian Clay Target Association, stuff like that, I will farm out. I'll actually deliberately do through other people who very specifically focus on that. So we do a huge amount of farm guns, like over under single barrels, a lot of semi-auto, huge amount of semi-auto shotguns, a lot of them. Playing with Benelli's all the time, a lot of Remington 1100s, 1187s, a lot of like pump actions, Mossberg 500s, Remington 870s, all that sort of stuff. So a lot of those, and a lot of over, under, and single barrels for farmers who are just running Cat A's. So we do a lot of shotgun work. That's actually quite common for us. As for handguns, I used to shoot IPSC quite competitively. Never really went to any national stage, but I shoot handgun a little bit now. Some people do know that I'm actually a handgun safety instructor. So I'm actually an instructor for handgun. So we do that as well. So that's obviously tied in with Minato. So we have a master instructor who we work with, but I will help tie in and help people out as required. So, I've been shooting handguns for many, many years. I don't advertise it, but as Rossi may know, we have just done something today that I was on the machine. So I don't know if you've got the pictures for it.
Oh, caught me unaware. I will get the pictures up while you talk. I mean, if you could just spend a bit of time talking, Nick, I don't know if you can think of something to talk about, perhaps.
Would you like me to fill in a few moments of time? All right.
Oh, dear. Everyone hold on.
I don't like Glocks. I'm a 1911 guy, all steel, go home. I'm a 38 super shooter. Love 38 super and 10 mil. I think anything else is for pansies. And if you don't agree with me, you can die in a fire. So anyway, we get a lot of asked about red dot with Glocks. So we've got a giant big CNC machine. And today I was in the workshop and we're actually fitting an Vortex red dot onto a Glock slide. So we've just finished digitizing the entire official dimensions top plate, and we've got all that worked out. So we're actually going to be doing packages of that very, very shortly, probably by the end of next, are we still in March?
We're just scraping in. We've got 1 day left of March.
So probably about by the end of April, we would have announced our red dot / Glock changeover system. So you send us your Glock slide, we will doll it up. We can put some cuts in it, do the slide serrations, lighten it up, do whatever you want to it, machine a red dot into it, and send it straight back to you. It doesn't have to go through a dealer. It is an uncontrolled item. In SA at least, check your own state, but in South Australia it's fine. So you can send us your slide or your barrel. We can do some spiral, flute, straight, whatever else. Do all the slide cuts to it, put a red dot on it, and Cerakote and send it straight back to you. So even if for some reason there is some can't deal with the public, we still have access to be able to do these things. So, but yeah, that is something that we've been working on. So we finally just got that done. We actually just ran it today. So that's the first prototype we've just got.
I'm just showing that image now, actually, of what you sent me of the cut and then the venom sitting on top.
Yep. So for those people who are astute, they'll notice that it's not finished. That it's actually missing the screw holes. That's all done. But that was taken. We're actually checking it on, and it's like a finger push fit. It doesn't rattle down. It's actually just a slide fit. It's very tight. Which is the best thing for recalling, because those 9mm recoil, oh my goodness. So it worked really well. So we're going to be offering that service very, very shortly for people as well. So we are digitizing other cuts now, but we'll have that done probably by the end of the month.
Okay.
We reckon we should be able to open that to the public.
Yeah, very good, mate. Very good. All right, delving back into some questions in the comments. Mad, thanks so much, guys, for chatting away, and we just try and keep up with what you guys are saying. It's awesome having people involved and all that sort of gear. Actually, while we're on that topic, on Wednesday night, so Monday apparently tonight, on Wednesday night after the show, we'll do the show normal time, 8 o'clock on the East Coast Daylight Savings time, and... so 8 o'clock through to about 9 o'clock. And once we finish the show, I think Scotty Patel's our guest that night. We're going to open up the Zoom chat and invite anyone in. So we'll put the code out there for the guys who are watching, and you can come in and we'll basically just have a little bit of a show and tell, maybe some bits and pieces, maybe some gear that you bought or that sort of stuff.
This is going to set the chaos.
Exactly
and
right.
I'm fully involved. I am fully committed to start the chaos.
So if you guys want to actually be more so than just watching what we're talking about, which is great, I'm sure, but to actually be involved and be able to see each other and sort of get to know who the people we're chatting with and all that sort of stuff. So Wednesday night after the show, about 9 o'clock, we will be jumping into the Zoom. We'll put it up at the end of the broadcast. Jump on in, share it around, and let's see if we can get 15 people in there, and we'll chat through and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, so I appreciate you guys chatting away. There are some questions here. There's a question from Ian from a little while back.
Oh no, not Ian.
Yeah.
I mean, hi Ian, how are you?
Okay, Ian is no longer in production. Can't be in production in PRS because he's too good. Hang
on. He didn't win though, did he? So he's not too good.
No, he's too good because he qualified in semi-pro it must have been semi-pro. Anyway.
Only semi-pro, dude. Come on.
All right.
Anyway, sorry.
Good. What are Nick's thoughts on putting the Ticker 65 Creedmoor CTR into either a TAC A1 chassis or a KRG X-Ray chassis?
KRG X-Ray, get rid of that stupid CTR magazine. They suck big floppy donkey dick. They're horrible. Oh my goodness.
You're getting censored in the corner there.
Yeah.
That's the management. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ticker's fantastic. One of the dudes I went out shooting with on the weekend, he's got a ticker that we've done up into a 6 Creed, and he actually won the run and gun event that we actually held not long ago at Monata. We had a bunch of Victorian guys come over, and he actually won the run and gun event with a ticker in a MDT ABC chassis. I can't remember the MDT codes. There's too many TLAs. They confuse everyone. So yeah, that's a 3-letter acronym. Anyway, I would say definitely have a look at any sort of chassis, but I'd be trying to stay away from the MDT mags. I'll be looking for a universal magazine, purely from a compatibility point, because we know that they work. And if for some reason, as we've all had, you step on your magazine, you kick dirt in it, you're like, oh, I've got to step to the line. I'm like, they're calling me. Like Mark Bourne waits for no man or girl. So you need somebody give me your magazine. So it always pays to have a compatible system with everybody else. That would be the only advice I'd give. So I'd definitely have a look at the KRG chassis. I think they're fantastic for the price point, everything else. But I'd be looking at going to an AI chassis, AICS compatible, rather than sticking with a CTR. So if you had that option, I'd go with that.
Yeah, I I think Ian, that the TAC A1 chassis is fine when you get it with the gun as a package. That's
they're a good chassis.
Yeah, you wouldn't rush out and go and change that straight away. But I think that if you had a free option to buy something, there is better options around there. I mean, the aftermarket guys do it very, very well, and there's a reason.
If you were buying a Ticker TAC A1 off the shelf and running that, you are not going to be at a disadvantage, not by any stretch. Look at Andy Little. How successful is that guy? I mean, he's running that thing.
When he doesn't leave matches partway through, yeah, sure.
Yeah. What was Reese wanting?
Ruger, I think.
Ruger Precision? Okay, yeah. But I know there was someone else running a Ticker as well.
Yeah, several guys do really well with tickets.
Yeah. So, you're not going to be a disadvantage. I just hate the magazines. That's the only thing I think there's a problem with. I have seen them fail quite a few times. We have actually modified them quite a bit. If you take the plastic magazine where the rivets go through, we drill those out. We actually move it down about 2 millimeters, weld a little plate at the back of it, clean it all up, so you get your nice, easy 10 rounds, but it actually smooths out the feeding on them. So we have modified those mags quite a bit. So we've done that for quite a few customers. So if you look at the back and you notice they've been cut down and welded with a little seam on them, they're probably mine. But yeah, they're the ones that feed really well, because when they're factory, they just suck.
All right, now a question from Anthony. I know in your last video you said you can dry fire a REM 700 without causing any mechanical wear. Does the same apply for an LA 105?
As far as I'm aware, all centerfire rifles can be dry fired without exception. As far as I'm aware, I mean, the old Mausers. So what happens is, if you look, I don't know if I've covered this in my firing videos, but on the inside of a firing pin, you've got your main pin, and there's like this main block, and then it goes through. This is a really bad representation. And you've got your
what are you doing there? Do we need to blur this and censor this?
So what it's got is, you've got your main shaft, and then you've got a big block, and it's called the anvil. Now, the anvil controls the protrusion of the firing pin through your bolt face. And if you need to adjust that, that's how you do it. So that's actually what stops the firing pin. So I will say, yes, an LA 105 can be dry fired like a gazillion times without issue. If anything breaks, then you have done something drastically wrong. Actually, no, it's not going to break. It's going to be fine. It's just one of those things. But centerfire rifles, you can fire till the cows come home. Like Ruger M77s, old Winchester pre-64s, Remingtons. I don't know how much you've done, but man, I know I've got customers who have dry fired those things like to the point of exhaustion, and they're going to be fine. So yeah, it'll be fine.
Very good. A little clarifying question on the 9mm Lithgow 101. Will they take Glock magazines?
We currently don't have any magazines. Currently, it's a 1911 mag with a lot of electrical tape and then going around it as well, and it works. As I said, I'm not showing a photo of this thing.
No,
it worked all right.
Fair.
As I said, it was the barrel actually pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
We are looking at a way to do a Glock conversion. Yes, that is very much on the cards. And the first firearm, which shall not be talked about, specifically used Glock magazines. But I can't talk about that one, but it very specifically used Glock.
Okay, very good. Very good. There's a few things that are asked to be censored in the chat. All good. It's fine. Question there from Brett. Shotties or handguns? What do you mean, mate? We covered both before.
I prefer, okay, shotties or handguns?
What you prefer, yeah.
Shotguns for hunting, I used to compete. I don't like it. I was barely a C-grade shooter on the best day. Like, I can shoot shotgun, but I don't like it. Most people don't. A lot of people do know, but my hand. So my hand actually, that's me straightening my fingers. That finger there does not work properly. That's my right hand. Because of that, I can't manipulate triggers properly. My fingers don't actually come down. That's as far as I can get them. They don't work. I cut that off many, many years ago. I'm also left-eye dominant. And because of that, I've trained myself to shoot left-handed.
You're all sorts of ruined.
Most people just call me stupid, but that ruined is fine. I'm quite happy with ruined. I'm all sorts of ruined.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So because of that, I actually shoot pistols left-handed. If anybody has seen me shoot, they're like, hey, hey, how come you're shooting that left-handed? I'm like, because when I shot shotguns and handgun competitively, I had to shoot everything left-handed, and I came to bolt-action rifles, and it actually sunk back to what I was used to. So I found it quite easy. But in all the left-handed stages, I've been quite easy to shoot because I naturally shoot left-handed now because I've trained myself to do it. So.
Okay. Very good. Yes, question there from Brett as well. Did the Mildura shoot go ahead? Disappointed couldn't know. Hey, Brett, just tag in the Long Gun Project and ask him if it went ahead. I'm sure he'll be happy.
The Long Wait Project.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy to talk about it.
You've got the bottom of the fridge.
Good. All right. Very good. Excellent. There we go. Oh, more questions from Ignition Custom Engineering.
Questions.
But no, before we get to that, there is a question. I think it's been asked a couple of times. Do you have a favourite calibre or a calibre you for a particular application that you like overall that trumps everything?
I like all calibers. I don't discriminate unless you're a 270 shooter and I want to stab you through the throat with a knife. I'm over 270.
And that's Ignition Custom Engineering. You can look them up on Facebook.
That's a personal thing. That's not a business thing. Okay, when it comes to calibers, I've created a couple of calibers. I've had a bit of fun. I've been fond of the 6mm for many, many years. I remember the first time I can remember talking about a 6mm. Rusty, you had a talk at SHOT Show in Melbourne like 3 years ago.
I've had several talks at SHOT Show and SHOT Expo in Melbourne. So you have to narrow it down more than that, mate.
It was one of them.
I remember it. I remember it well. It's good.
You were giving a talk. It was outdoors or something other else. I was there. It was the first one that we attended, so it was probably about 3 and a bit years ago.
Yes.
And you were talking about calibers and you were talking about something underrated. And this was in 6 Creedmoor. Was it, at the height of everyone's like, you heard of 6 Creedmoor? It's a secret thing. Have you heard of 6 Creedmoor?
6 or 6.5?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And you were saying, I was in the audience, and you said, is there anything that you like, you think? And I said, yeah, I think the 6mm or 243 specifically is like hugely underrated. I said the 6mm caliber, particularly 243, I think has a lot going for it. And if you guys came up and they go, I shoot a 243. That's awesome. I really like hearing that. And then these other dudes come up, 6mm crap. And look at PRS now. So I'm fond of the 6mm, but at the moment I've got a fondness for 35 cal, like a 3.5, 3.58, that sort of thing. So I have built a couple of long range guns on 35 cal. So one of my extreme long range guns is actually 35 cal, which I'll be playing with again very shortly. So that's a very, very unique, unheard of, nothing else. As far as I know, I'm the only. I was experimenting. I'm going to diverge here. The 35 cal 358 caliber, like 35 Whelans and stuff like that, they only come in 14 twist. I spent 2 years. I now have a 7.5 twist 35 cal. So as far as I know, I'm the only one on the planet that's got one. And I've looked. So there is another guy in America playing what he calls the 35 Helix, which is quite nice. But my thing leaves is dead because it's like way, way bigger. So my current one is called a 358 Tirana. I'm shooting the 340 grain cutting edge bullets. They've got a .92 BC, so very, very slippery.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm firing those at just shy of 3,000 feet a second, like 29.92 or something. So it's right up there. And that's everybody. Dude, I get asked about it all the time. Long range. That's what I was playing with 5Ks. Never got out to 5Ks. Only got out to 3.4. We've had some cracks at longer at 4 and 4.2. I've definitely had some cracks at it. I've since lined up another property, so I've got like 6Ks to play with now. The weather conditions haven't been there, and I've just been flat out doing work for everybody else. So to answer the question, 35 cal is where it's at, and 6mm is where it's at for me. Oh, and pistol, 38 super, not 9mm. 9mm's gay.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, did that answer it?
Yeah, I guess so.
And in honor of my
look out!
And in honor of Canadian Davey.
I don't think Canadian Dave is around. I think Brett is in the chat, but I think he's on. He's watching the video, not live. I think he's back on it because he's talking about stuff we talked about 25 minutes ago, I guess. Anyway, he'll find that out in about 25 minutes. It'll be good. All right, what else have we got going on? I've got some memes, Nick, for us to look at.
Sure, I'm all about memes.
Now, how am I best to get them to you? How am I best to? Because you're on
send them. If you send them to Miff's phone, she'll get them and she can show me.
All right, that's easier said than done. Oh, good. All right. Anyway,
you can text them to me, and it'll probably come up on my screen. I'm actually on the phone right now, so
yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying not to ruin that, guys. If you are watching, our likes keep trickling up, so thank you very much. A couple more would be amazing. Let's get Nick some love. That'd be look at him go there. Look at him do his own likes.
Did you say likes or bikes?
Either one, Matt. Whatever you're into.
Oh, that's my other hobby, motorbikes. I love motorbikes. Race bikes specifically, but anyway.
Thank you. Miff has jumped in. Now I can access it on here, so that's very good. All right, Nick, here comes the first one through to Miff, and we will get it up on the screen for some people in a moment. Okay, we're going to start off slow. Remember, our grading system is based on llamas. Out of 10 llamas. So here we go for the first one. Hopefully you can see that. This one is Remember Going Places. That was awesome.
Red leader standing by.
Yep, let us know when you're on board and we need a rating.
So I haven't received anything as of yet.
It's gone to me.
It's now flashing. It's downloading.
Okay, I'll remember this to send to you earlier. Okay,
so
get there. Guys in the chat. Let us know.
And for a 30-second buffer, most people don't know, but I actually used to work on race bikes before I became a gunsmith. So anybody who came to the old workshop, they had this big drum in the ground. They're like, what the heck's this for? I'm like, it's my old dyno. So I actually used to work on race bikes. And, we used to do that. So I've been in precision machining and engineering for the last 25 years. So tolerance machining and winning has been in my resume for a very long time. So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's relevant. I just thought I'd tell it.
No worries. So Andrew Little has rated this as 3 llamas. Have you seen it yet, or are you still waiting?
No. It's just flashing at me, just doing its thing. So you know what? I haven't seen it, but because I'm better than Andy, I rate it as 3.5 llamas.
Okay, good. All right, I have sent you the next one. Hopefully that one comes through. We shall throw this up on for everyone watching along.
Oh, sorry. It was on Wi-Fi, so I'm just turning Wi-Fi off and putting on mobile data because Wi-Fi is taken up by this thing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, it just went big. So the picture I'm looking at is having trouble forcing yourself to stay at home.
And that's the second one, so we'll go with that. Shave your eyebrows off.
Yeah. No, that's not going to work because I can just comb my beard head upwards. I'll just cover my face.
Yeah. Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. So yes. Now the next one. Remember Going Places.
That was the first one.
Awesome. You know what, Chris Farley? I'm actually going to say that's pretty good. I like that, man. That's a solid, 3 llamas. I don't know if it's out of 10 or 5, but it's a solid 3 llamas.
It's out of 10, and you already rated it 3.5 for this one here with Farley. So onto the one about shaving your eyebrows. How do you rate that out of llamas?
Yeah, shave your eyebrows. I'm going to go with 5 because screw Andy. The Chris Farley one, that's 7 llamas.
Oh, wow. Okay, boom.
I like
Look
Chris
out.
Farley. He was a good dude. He was actually a good dude.
All
Funny as hell. And like me, he cared about no one else. He was just happy for himself.
Good. Well, I'm glad. A few more likes came through. Thanks so much, guys. Okay, here we go. Here's the last one, Nick. I'm going to flick this through to you. In some ways, you'll be able to relate to this. In some ways, you won't be able to relate to this. But this came out just after the government said the 30-minute limit on hairdressers, which I thought was good.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Have a little look at that one.
Oh, and Scott.
It's when the
Scott Brownlee.
30-minute
Scott
timer.
Brownlee, are you around? Because you just sent me a message, you cheeky. Oh, when the 30th. Dude, that's a solid. That's got to be a 9.
That's got to be 9 llamas. Yeah.
That's a 9 shaven llamas.
Half-shaven llamas. 9 half-shaven llamas.
The 9 shaven llamas. That, sorry, man. The fully committed to that. That's not a half-assed thing. That guy's committed. I like that. That's good.
Actually, I think I've got the same hair as him.
You probably do. Oh, put it back! Put it back!
I kind of got the same thing going on where it's sort of half done, but not the other half. Anyway,
Does that work? I feel like I'm in a windstorm now.
that's why I wear a hat for all of these streams. Anyway,
I just thought because you're going bald and grey.
yeah, but that too. But
Oh, look at this. I still got a full head of hair, Ben Jarrett.
how often do you dye your hair?
5 llamas.
Good. All right. So good memes. There's still good memes. What I'm appreciating, I get sent a lot of memes. Actually, I'm getting sent like 15, 20, 30 memes a day now.
What's wrong?
People want them to go on the show. It's great.
One of the guys I hang out with, he's a wonderful guy. He came over anyway else, and he loves his Boogaloo memes. And we just sit there furiously texting like Dungeons and Dragons memes and Boogaloo memes. It's just out of control. So it's just it's bad, but it's funny. It's good, and it keeps me entertained. I'm like, man, this is so hard today. I've got to focus and make sure I don't screw this up. This is like going to be really. It sends me this message. I'm like, okay, I'm back in the game now.
And then memes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. And I've just been sent another 3 memes for future shows.
Bring them on.
Yep. Good. Great. Excellent. All right. Fantastic, Nick. Now I'm just going to check in the comments here. Right. Let's have a little look here.
Pick this one here. Whatever this question is, pick this one.
Nick, what's your favourite cow? We did that one.
My favourite cow, like in handguns, 38 Super. In rifles, 6mm or 35.
Okay.
So yeah.
What about shotgun? 12.
Shotgun, like 2 more.
Something very, very good, very exciting. Yeah.
I know. To just stretch this out, I know you know this. People ask me like 12 gauge, but why is like 20 gauge smaller than 12 gauge? If you take 1 pound of lead, like a sphere, 1 pound, divide it into 12 equal pieces, and one of those pieces you make into a ball, that's the diameter of a 12 gauge barrel. If you've got a 20 gauge, you get a 1 pound piece of lead, 20 equal pieces, and then you get one of those 20th, divide into a circle. That makes a 20 gauge. That's why 20 is smaller. I get asked that far too much. 410 is the caliber. 410 break the rules. Anyway, next.
Good. I had this question today, actually in my role of being on Scoped Out side of things, but I thought I'd throw it to you. Gunsmith's perspective, I didn't have that part of the question, on the 260 and its suitability for the PRS.
Oh, we're talking 260 rem, I'm guessing, because 260 is a 264 or 6.5. 260 rem is fantastic. I actually ran that for quite a while. Mm-hmm. I've known a few guys who have run it. It is very, very suitable. The reason I like it is you can seat the projectiles longer. You can make the same velocity as a 6.5 Creed or less powder. Sorry, I'll rephrase. It's more powder, but less pressure in the cartridge. When you've got less pressure, you've got less throat erosion. Therefore, you can make your barrel last longer. So if you want to push a 6.5 Creed with a 147 grainer at 2,800 feet a second out of a 26-inch tube, you're really pushing that thing pretty hard. Like you're on the upper limits. A 260 rem, you can actually get the same velocity, get the same wind calls as everybody else, the same drop, but you can do it on less pressure, which means less throat burn, which means you get a longer barrel life. So 260 rem is awesome. Don't steer away from it. It's a very good caliber.
Have you ever
a little bit harder to get components for, like brass and dies, but still very, very good.
Have you encountered any feeding issues with it or projectile seeding issues?
Yes. On the bottom of the feed ramp, if you're running a no blinder magazine and you're sitting to basically max length of your magazine, which is 2.86, depending on which magazine you've got, roughly around there, you will get a feeding issue. So you have to actually notch the bottom of the feed ramp, or depending on what action you've got. I had to do a Defiance once, which was unheard of, but the chassis he had was like some oddball. I'd never even seen one before. So the magazine sat odd. I've done a couple of Surgeons before. I've done a Stolly. Haven't done an Impact Precision. They've been pretty good out of the box. Done a lot of Remingtons, heaps of Remingtons. Howers are renowned for it as well. Howers have got a very short feed box in them. So, yeah, it's not out the side. Anybody who does that conversion to 260 Rem and they like put it in a chassis, it's very, very easy to fix. Any gunsmith worth their weight in salt should be able to fix it. It's a very easy fix. So that is, there is fitting issues, but they're super simple to fix.
Okay. Yeah, because that's, I've got a 260. Anthony said he's just got a Project 260. 260 is great. They work really well. I've had great success with it. But I've seen guys hit issues with seating depth and projector and magazine length, and that's why the 6.5 Creedmoor is so popular, because it's that shorter case and it sort of resolves that itself.
Yeah, especially with these super long projectiles. When I shot the first ever PRI, I actually shot a 260 Rem with 142 grain Nosler what are they called? Nosler ABLRs, AccuBond LRs.
Yep.
And 142 grains. They worked flawlessly for me and had pretty good BC as well, 142 grain. And that was 3 years ago. So they worked really, really well.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, that was actually the first Nerf gun before it was Cerakoted Nerf.
So take us back to that. That's 2016, the first PRI, the first, PRS-related type shoot without actually knowing what the PRS was back then.
We were cool kids, but we didn't know what it was when we were doing it.
Well, we found out a couple of weeks prior to it, but that was a Precision Rifle Invitational, which was basically an invite-only match, that we did out in the sticks somewhere.
It was an informal plinking session at random locations.
Yeah, with we all did the same target, so it was
just happenstance happened to be like that. But.
Yeah, no, it was really good, but it was you were one of the first competitors back 4 years ago. Tell us about it, right? Any stories, any things you remember, challenges that were beyond your ability then that now would seem so easy?
Are we going to talk about my first stage? Do you remember my first stage?
I don't, but I'm sure I'll be prompted in a moment.
I can't remember the exact name of it. I think it was called Place Your Bets or Pick Your Target.
Yeah, okay. Choose your target or something like that. Yep.
We had 4.5 minutes. There were five.
No, that was 2017. That was 2017.
Oh, was it?
The one you had to run out and put your target out. You can talk about it, but that was 2017. That was further on. That was, I can't remember, Choose Your Distance, I think that was called.
Yeah, that was my worst one. That was my first ever stage for that weekend.
Yep.
And that was my only 0.
Well, tell us why. Tell us what you had to do.
We had 5 distances. So you had 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. And you got it was like a mini IPSC diamond or something?
Yeah, just an IPSC target. Yep.
It was about your chest height.
Yep.
And they said, all right, so if you put it at 100 meters, nominate 100, you only get 1 shot. But it's worth, I think it was 2 points. But if you put it at 3. But if you put it at 200 meters, you're allowed to have 2 shots at it. And then all the way to 500. If it was 500 meters, it was actually this rabbit. But you got to have 5 shots at it. And I'm like,
where did the rabbit come from?
Yeah, I don't know. And it was
anyway.
And it was I thought they actually had a rabbit or a hare there. Anyway, it didn't really matter. And they said, you've got 4.5 minutes. I'm like, dude, this is a walk in the park. Like, for that long, for that. And I'm like, and he's like, no. You've got to grab your target, run out that way, put your target, and then get back again. I'm like, yeah, I'm fairly fit. This ain't too bad. Now, the run down is very, very slightly downhill. And the run back inversely was very, very slightly uphill. It was in sand.
Yes.
Now, I was the first person on the first day to do this. And I'm like, well, you've got to go big or go home, and I'm here to have a bit of fun. So I'm like, at the time, I was fitter or not as unfit as I am now currently.
Call it what you will.
I can do this. So I've gone 4.5 minutes. So I've run out there and I've like got a nice steady jog on. I've gone, yep, thunk, started running back. I'm going pretty good time. I'm making it. And then I've got to about the 100-meter mark. Oh, and then wait a minute, like, come on. I'm like, no, dude, like I'm this is good. I'm on time. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, I've done that. And they're like, you've got to shoot in the 4.5 as well. I'm like, no, I've got to put the target out and come back in 4.5 minutes. They're like, no, that includes shooting time. I'm like, running it, get behind my gun, chamber the rifle, time. I'm like, you sons of... Ugh. So chambered it and timed out because I in typical Nick fashion, I didn't listen to the range. I thought I had to go out and come back, and I timed it perfectly.
Yeah, it sounds like
for placing it and getting back. Now, but in payback, there was the next 2 or 3 shooters all went to 100 meters, got back, and they did the stage in like 2 minutes flat.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, easy.
And then I remember bloody Butters. He got up there and he was doing footy training, but he'd hurt his toe, so he only went to 300 meters. He got back and came back, and he got all 3, and he had like 15, 20 seconds to spare.
Yep.
But every other shooter, and it was Dutchie who was doing it. Dutchie was spray paint and target. Now, Butters ran with it on his chest and ran away, and he came back and had this big white outline on his shirt from the spray paint that hadn't dried. So that was good.
Fantastic.
Everybody after that learnt to turn it the other way around and hold it slightly off the chest. So that was payback. So that for me was good.
Good.
So
good, mate. Well, we need to leave it there. I need to wrap it up. So thank you very much for coming on. So make sure, how do we follow you? Make sure Ignition Custom Engineering on Facebook, IceNG on Instagram, The Bearded Gunsmith on YouTube.
We're around, get a hold of us.
Yeah, that's it. Check them out, do all that sort of stuff. By appointment only at the moment, but definitely by appointment.
We're still doing phone calls. We're still doing all the work. We're just having one person in the shop at a time. We're still open for business, just one at a time. That's the only restriction we're doing. Absolutely.
All right, guys, thank you very much for joining in. Nick, thanks very much for coming on board.
Thank you for listening to me talk for what seemed like 5 hours.
About an hour. Fantastic, guys. Thanks very much for watching again. It's great to have so many people watching on board. I think this is actually probably been our biggest night. So jump back in tomorrow night. Travis Harris will be here and talking the things he had planned perhaps for the meltdown. I don't know what we're talking about. We'll work it out. Trav's an interesting bloke and full of good things and good information. So looking forward to that very much so. We will be going through later this week, as I said, Scotty Patel on Wednesday. A couple of guys, including Ben, with the... Ben with the reloading stuff and then a little, but also choosing your positions for that. I was going to do it tonight, and then I thought, you know what, let's let Nick speak about gunsmithing, and let's get Ben to choose his favourite position that he wasn't going to put in the Mildura match. So there is still a little bit of time if you want to enter, if you want to be able to throw an entry in, take a photo of yourself shooting in a weird position. We've got a couple of days left, and then we will get on to our next competition probably on Friday. So look forward to that. Guys, stay safe, stay well, and if you can hang around on Wednesday night, we will be here doing our thing. And anyway, let's leave this out. Enjoy your evening, and chat to you soon.
Hey, pretty baby, pretty baby.